Hey everyone, welcome to Helen Roscoe Yoga on YouTube. I hope you are well. If you haven't done so already, please take your time to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, leave any comments, that would be much appreciated, and I hope you enjoy the practice that I'm doing today. In the session, you won't specifically need any extra props, but you might find it useful to have things like a rolled up blanket or two. If you have yoga blocks, just having them with you, just so you have them there to support you in various postures should you need them. You might like to find access to wall space and have a chair too. So just spend the next few moments finding those props in order for this to be an enjoyable and safe practice for you today. Okay. So the theme for this month is Dare to Wear Longer, and I'm wearing the limited edition Bamboo Clothing Dare to Wear Longer t-shirt. And it's a campaign that highlights the impact of how much damage or how much impact we have on the planet through washing our clothes. So the idea is that we're going to wear our t-shirts for longer and washing them less. And this is just this t-shirt. You could do it with any item of clothing, looking at your wardrobe and thinking about which items you can just keep that little bit longer without putting them in the wash. So keep checking in with Bamboo Clothing to find out all about that campaign, or you can follow me on social media at Helen Roscoe Yoga on Instagram. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to come to stand, feet about hip distance apart. You could have them wider if that feels more supportive for you. You could have them narrower if you feel steady and stable through the soles of your feet also. So find a position whereby you can stand comfortably or even sit onto a chair in your body and be still for a few moments. You might find that as you're coming into that still place that there is a bit of movement, that there's a bit of fidgeting, and that's absolutely fine. You bring yourself back into those potential little movements that you might like to make. Get a feeling for what you're starting with. So notice how you're feeling on a physical level. Invite a quality of silence into your body. Silence into your mind in a non-judgmental way. You're just noticing how you're feeling in this moment. And it will go on to influence what you do in the practice today. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling stiff, if you're feeling heavy, or if you're feeling anxious in any way, what is it that you need to do in the practice today in order to nurture the things that you need the most to help you settle and anchor yourselves through this practice so that you can feel rested in your body? Let's take 3 centering breaths together. Take a deep breath in, sigh the breath out through the mouth. And again, see if you can breathe in through the nostrils. Sigh the breath through the mouth. This time, imagine directing the air up from the ground, through the nostrils to the crown of your head as you breathe in, and then sigh the breath down through the body towards the ground. And then start to internalize that. So you're breathing in and out through your nostrils. So you're coming into the inner landscape, the inner body. What are you noticing as you breathe in? What are you noticing as you breathe out? Bring your awareness to the ground, and as you inhale, invite a quality of length, of spaciousness to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, follow the breath from the crown of your head down through the body. It almost acts like a wave of relaxation and anchoring. It helps you ground, helps you find the earth, and then breathe in a sense of uplift, a sense of energy, a rise. The in-breath we could think of as nurturing our system. The exhalation we could think of as restoring, of releasing, of undoing. Inhale again. And then exhale. So we're going to start to invite some movement within the breath cycle. So if this is new to you, feel free to watch before you join in. Thinking about how the breath can support us in our movement. On an exhalation, invite your head to rotate to one side. On an inhale, bring your head to center. So you might find, if you're feeling tired today, you might prefer to do this on a chair. So you find a chair And you wake your body up gradually through the neck, exhaling to one side, inhaling to center. Just so long as you feel grounded, you feel stable, that's the most important thing. So if that means that we're lower to the ground, then that's absolutely fine. Bring your head to center, and then slowly, on an inhalation, guide your hands up in front of you. Let the palms turn to face upwards. As you exhale, lightly touch the shoulders. On a breath in, expand the palms away again. Exhale and touch the shoulders lightly. Inhale, extend and expand along the arms. So think about that nurturing quality of the inhale as you draw into your arms, opening, inviting length. And then a restorative quality on the exhale as you come into the body on the exhale. So the inhale, the arms open, and the exhale, the arms close. Let them find your shoulders as you breathe in. Start to circle your elbows around, and on the exhale, invite them in towards the rib cage, and then breathe in, lifting through the rib cage, the chest, through the shoulders to the elbows. Exhale, draw into the rib cage. And once more in this way. You could try this with your eyes open. You could try this with your eyes closed. And then we'll change direction. So as the elbows point up, take a breath in, and on the exhale, start to draw them towards one another. Back and then up. Notice what's happening around your shoulders. Can you feel that sensation across the back of your shoulder blades as they begin to open as you bring the elbows forwards? Can you experience the nurturing stretch or rise in the body on the outer edges, your rib cage, the sides of your waist as you breathe in? And just explore that once more at your own time. And then come in, let your hands find the heart space. Pause, check in with yourselves. Anchor down through the feet. And as you breathe in, lengthen through the fingertips. Find a sense of length in your body, reaching as if towards the sun. On an exhale, imagine you're drawing an arc of light around yourself, holding that arc as you breathe in. Exhale, invite the hands into the center of the chest. So breath in, imagine lengthening towards the direction of the sun and those nurturing qualities of the sun. Exhale, expand into a half circle shape. Breathe into that space. Exhale, invite your hands back again. And just try that once more at your own pace. So we're just exploring rhythms, finding new patterns, noticing how we're doing today as we explore these new movements, new territories with our breath, with our body. The next time you breathe in, take the fingertips up, and as you exhale, lower your left arm, extend over to the right hand side. Left hand side, breath in to center, lower your right arm and extend over to your right hand side. So breath in to center, breath out to your left hand side. So starting to invite a little more spaciousness now, or thinking of that nurturing quality of the breath, enhancing across your body or rejuvenating your body. And just make that the last time. So when you've completed equally one side to the other, exhale, bring the hands into the heart space. Breath in. Once again, really anchor down through the feet as you explore length in your body. Exhale, rotate. So take the arms out at shoulder level. As you look over your back arm, breathe in and come to center, and breathe out the opposite way. I didn't mention today, but always make sure you've got room to move your arms or your limbs, your body through space without coming into contact with pieces of furniture. So I'm touching the wall here, but I'm just allowing my hand to stroke it as I go through. So 4 times roughly on each side, depending on your pace. Maybe you've done 1 more each side, that's fine. On an exhale, bring everything back. And then pause, take a deep breath in, Sigh the breath. Let your hands release. And we'll just take a few moments to come into a slightly wider leg position. So we're going to use a little bit of creativity in this sequence. It's involving some knee bending, some flexion, some squatting, but also visualization of scooping down. So we're kind of, if you'd like to watch again, feel free to watch and then join in when you're ready. But thinking about, we're holding a bucket and we're going to pivot on the foot. So let the left foot pivot. We're holding a bucket. I'm going to breathe in and imagine I'm scooping up water, and then on the exhale, pouring that water over my body as if nurturing myself. Okay, inhale, scoop up on the right side, exhale down through the body towards the earth. So continuing from left side, down through the center, right side as you breathe in, exhale down through the center. So imagine how that would feel on a hot day, for example. Just how nurturing or nourishing it would be to have that cool water touching your skin, cooling your body down. So let's do a few through the center now. The toes can turn out a little, bending the knees as deeply or as comfortably as is possible for you, coming up and exhaling and releasing down. So continue with that whilst I just show you how that would look on a chair. You're coming down through the middle and lifting up overhead. So this can still be done on a chair if you're feeling tired, or if the chair is a space where you would prefer to work from in these standing postures. Coming down through the middle and just getting into that idea of scooping up water and then having that nourishing quality of flow touching the body. And then start to guide your feet towards one another. Take a few moments to notice how you feel. So when we're moving more than we have been, there's usually a surge of sensation or energy in the body. We would often refer to that as prana in an ancient yoga context, or energy or life force is known as prana. So those tingling sensations you could think of as your energy, your life force. Okay, so I'm just going to move side on for this. We'll take a little bit of forward folding. Really let yourself be tall, so you're anchoring down through the feet, noticing perhaps there's some space between the toes, the balls of the foot, the outer edges, the heels of the foot. Let your hands find the top of your thighs. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, it's almost like you're hinging, and a little kind of nod to that hinge, just lightly pressing the heel of your hand into the hinge there of your upper thighs. And then as you begin to fold, you can start to slide. So I'm keeping my chest upright, my spine is neutral. And then as soon as I start to move towards the knees, I'm going to start to round and flex the spine in the direction of the legs, softening the knees. On the breath in, lifting the chest and sliding to come up. So you could take that a little more quickly once you become familiar. The exhalation, releasing you down into that forward fold. Let your neck and shoulders release. And the inhalation, lifting and rising you back up to standing with a nurturing quality. So the exhale connecting you to the ground, the earth, what is beneath you. The inhale connecting you to the sun, the sky, what is above you. So explore that for a few times. Be really gentle with how your hands find the body. Nothing too pressurized through the arms, through the hands. Just a gentle touch. And when you become comfortable with that, we'll just explore finding a little bit of length along the spine from our forward fold. Let your knees soften. Your tummy finds the thighs. Your hands come down either towards the feet or maybe they're higher up. Maybe you'd prefer to leave them on your lower back. Just invite your shoulders, your neck, your head to release. And then on a breath in, anchor down through the feet and slide your hands as if towards the knees. Try not to press into the shins. It's a gentle touch. Lifting your chest. Imagine your spine becomes a tabletop, keeping your chin drawn in towards your throat. Think about length. Imagine what would happen if you kept moving forwards and the chest kept pressing into the space in front of you, but you're anchoring down. You have this gravitational pull down through the legs, through the heels, anchoring you, enabling you to have this length and steadiness along the spine. Pause there as you breathe. Let the abdomen draw in a little as you exhale. Invite the chest to broaden as you inhale. And then finally slide down again. This time I'm going to invite you to really begin to soften the knees. And you might find it useful to take your feet wider so that your hands can come to the floor. And if you're not sure about this, if you're thinking, oh, the floor feels too far away, just move a little closer towards a wall. And then as you start to bend your knees, let the wall invite you down. You might find yourself coming up onto the heels. So let the wall act as an anchor. Your hands can press into the wall. If you're comfortable taking your bottom in the direction of your heels, maybe the heels are on the ground, maybe the heels are lifted. Mine are lifted. I'm just going to let my hands come onto the ground. You could also let them be on the top of a chair. So if you come away from the chair, hands can come onto the chair. And just take a few moments there. Anchor down through the hands. And then in your time, roll onto your bottom and shift yourself onto all fours. So we want our knees to come in just beneath the hips, the wrists, roughly in line with your shoulders or a little way ahead of your shoulders. Please use a blanket for your knees and your wrists for extra comfort if you would like that. So think about a little bit of engagement for your core here, lightly drawing in. I'm going to invite some sound here. Brahmari breath is an ancient pranayama technique. Pranayama is our breath specific practice in yoga. And Brahmari is the sound of a buzzing bee, essentially. And we take it with a gentle hum on the exhale. We're going to do this with some movement of working into cat, cow, extending the bottom towards the heels. So in your time, lengthening through the rib cage, lifting through the chest, extending the tailbone, taking a breath in, soft Brahmari on the exhale. As you lower your pelvis towards the heels. On a breath in, bring yourself back onto all fours. Exhale. Breathing in as if you're pushing a ball along the floor with the crown of your head. And then continuing with that soothing, calming quality of Brahmari. And that's what the breath is designed to do. It's designed to help you lengthen your exhalation, which in tune will help to soothe and calm your nervous system. So let's try that twice more. And then bringing yourself back up onto all fours. Begin to lower your elbows towards the ground. For this next posture, you might like to have a folded blanket or place a block underneath your head, especially if you find it uncomfortable bringing your head towards the floor. So just make sure you have that in place for yourselves here. And again, if you're not sure and you'd like to watch first, then please do come in and watch. So we're tucking the toes under. The elbows are underneath the shoulders. The head begins to move towards the ground as I start to gradually walk my hands away. And lifting my bottom up, Head finds the ground, or it finds a block or a cushion or a blanket, anchoring down through the feet and then lifting the shoulders off the ground. The hands keep stretching, pressing down through the toes. As you press down into the toes, send that energy into your legs, into your tailbone, a sense of lift and rise. And then length along the spine, all the way to the nape of your neck. Your head supported. If the arms begin to tire, just let them find the ground. Maybe the elbows draw back a little, but we're still exploring this sense of length, almost as if there is a yield from the ground, an oppositional energy as you press into the feet. Let that animate your shape. So you're pressing into the ground, but you're finding length in your body, length in your torso. Deepening the inhalation, lengthening the exhalation. And then to counterpose from that, just start to slide yourself back into either a supported child's pose, so you keep your hips raised, you soften the feet, or slightly more ball-like shape with your body, softening through the back of your body, over your legs towards the ground. And then rise in your time and bring yourself over onto the back of your body. So find the back of your body on the ground. Maybe you'd like to just invite the knees in over your tummy a little. Give yourself a hug there. Just check in with how you're feeling. Okay. So your arms are by your sides. The chin is drawn in a little towards your throat, so the back of your neck lengthens. And just invite your feet to come in fairly close to your bottom, as if you could just stroke your heels there. As you take a breath in, really anchor down through the feet, press down through the back of the body. And then on an exhale, as you anchor down through the feet, lift your pelvis, lift your spine away from the ground. Take a breath in when you've reached the top of your shape, and then on the exhale, lower down. So we're coming into a bridge pose. Just pause on the bottom to breathe in. Let that nurturing breath animate you. Press down into the feet. And then from that emphasis of pressing down, exhale to rise. So let the exhale be the part that lifts you. Inhale to stay. Exhale to lower gradually. And just explore that pattern maybe 2 or 3 more times at your own pace. So the exhalation is the part that lifts and rises you. Take a breath in, explore the shape, and then lower down as you exhale. And again. So you might like to, the next time you breathe in, just let your arms go as well. As you lift, pause there, take a few breaths. If you prefer, you can always come back down when you've stayed for a breath, or even come back down if you'd prefer to work more dynamically. And just try that again. So just notice what happens. You exhale, you lift the pelvis, lift the spine, and then breathe in and expand a little further into your shape. And then on the exhale, just let everything lower down. And pause there. Take a few moments. Soften through the back of the body. Let your pelvis release. Come back into your breath. And then bring your awareness into your right leg. Let your arms just be a little away from you. And this is where you might like to have a block or a folded blanket. You place it out to the side of your right leg. And on a breath in, just let your right knee roll out to the side. So you could play around with the positioning of the block there. Maybe it comes in a little closer towards the hips, or maybe it's further away. That's if you feel you'd like to have that support. And then exhale and bring the leg in. And then do the same thing on the opposite side. So if you found it useful to have a block, placing it on the opposite side, and then exhale and bring it in. So breath in, the right knee rolls out, breath out, the right knee points up. And continuing from one side to the other. So you can stay with that practice, or if you'd like to, with both blocks or cushions on either side, on a breath in, take both knees out. Play around with where those blocks are going to be. So you can either then stay with the knees out to the side, or on an exhale you can invite the knees in. And this is particularly useful if you're new to this posture, just being safe about whether it's a useful space for us to be here and just let those legs be out to the side, or whether it's more important for us to work through that a few times, to repeat the movement a few times, get the legs used to being in that shape, but definitely supporting them is the key. So if we're going to stay here for a number of breaths, which I'm inviting you to do, having that support there just so that they're not just hanging out of your hip sockets is going to be really useful. We want to have support so that the soft tissue can begin to release and soften, and then there's a structural support coming in for your bones to rest onto. So you take your arms out at shoulder level, invite a sense of openness across your chest. This could equally be done with one leg out at a time for a number of breaths, and then swapping over with the opposite side. So be mindful as to what is going to be the safest place for you to explore this posture. And when you're comfortable, be aware of your heart space, so the centre of your chest, and invite a warm glow or even a smile. And as you breathe in, imagine that smile expanding, spreading a little, a nurturing presence on the inhale. And then on the exhale, let yourself rest a little more deeply into this shape, or into the shape that you find yourself in. As you breathe in, welcome a nurturing quality. Let the smile broaden. As you breathe out, invite yourself to rest more deeply into the shape that you find yourself in. So in order for us to rest and restore ourselves, we want to take support from the ground, support for our tight bodies, our tensions, so that we can let go of those tensions in a safe and pleasant way. Otherwise, we're just always pushing ourselves through the pain to try and soften. It just doesn't make sense. Take support and then soften and then rest. Breathe in one more time, invite that smile to broaden. Exhale, slowly bringing the knees up together. Invite them in over your body, maybe a little rock or a hug here for yourself. Keeping the knees bent in. As you breathe in, invite both or one leg at a time up towards the sky. Take your arms out. Exhale and lower. Take your hands to the shins. So you can do this one leg at a time, or you could do this with both legs extending together. So whatever you find more useful, again, more supportive. You could try both. I always encourage people to try both versions, and then they can see what's going to serve them best. So just try that a few more times at your own pace. And whenever you're ready, just start to bring everything in. Imagine you're making a ball shape with your body. If you'd like to, invite your head in the direction of your knees, and then let the head find the ground again. Maybe there's a shake out, maybe a sigh. Just take some free movement, and then take your time to find a resting position. You could either rest onto your back, maybe there's a blanket underneath your head, maybe there's support underneath the knees. Your knees could be bent. You might like to place your hands on your body. You might like to rest onto your side or even onto your tummy. So find a resting position that feels useful. If you're next to a wall, You could even let your legs rest off a wall. This is a really useful way to kind of restore ourselves physically, especially if you're taking the practice in the middle of the day, thinking about a reset, or even at the end of the day if you've had a busy day on your feet. The legs don't need to be active. They can rest gently up against the wall. So just think about a position that's going to serve you, where you feel supported, where you can come back into your breath. You feel warm and comfortable in your body. It's about being as comfortable as you can in the circumstances that you find yourself in. And so that you can come into your breathing, a soft and gentle inhale and a long and soothing exhale. With each inhale, a reminder that you're nurturing yourself. You're nourishing every cell in your body. That smile can broaden as you invite the qualities of your inhale. And then as you exhale, a reminder to rest, to let go, to soften in the direction of the earth. Whilst you stay here a little longer, I'm going to use a bell. So I invite you to listen to the sound of your bell as you continue to rest and nurture yourselves for a few more moments. Okay, so in the next few moments, just take your time to bring yourselves back into your day gradually. Maybe there's a stretch or a yawn, a rock, or even a hug. You wrap your arms around yourself in a friendly way, bringing yourself up to sit at your own pace in a comfortable position, and just take some time to notice how you feel. Remind yourself of how you felt at the beginning of the practice and notice what has shifted for you, whether you feel more nurtured and restored as a result. And then honour yourselves. Maybe the hands come into a prayer position at the heart. Honour the practice of yoga as an ancient tradition passed on through millennia. And then honour all human beings, all living beings. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Do let us know, and I'm really looking forward to checking in with you soon. Take care.